Hello, welcome to episode number 94 of the Blue Rose Podcast. I'm Karen Barno, your host. I apologize for my absence. I had an accident in the office. I was getting out Christmas decorations, so excited listening to Christmas music, and I stood up and hit my head on a corner of a shelf, practically knocked myself out, had to have staples, yada, yada, yada. But I'm back better than ever because out of everything that happens, there's always a blessing. There's always a reason because we're divinely guided. So I was trying to think, what's the reason behind this? For 7 days, I basically, because my head was just so scrambly, all I could do is just sit and not really overthink, not think too much because I just sat. And the things I came up with were phenomenal. And the visions that I saw, I was kind of on day 2 or 3, I don't know. I was just kind of sitting there, and I was in that half awake, half asleep part where you're kind of, you're not really quite sure. You're kind of just in that in between. And all of a sudden, I saw everybody how they saw me. I saw how my friends looked at me. I saw how people that didn't really know me looked at me. I saw how bosses looked at me. It was the most amazing. It was like a wonderful life, not a wonderful life, the Scrooge movie, but of how people viewed me, not how I viewed them, how they viewed me. And it was so interesting because there were people, and some people I recognized and a lot I didn't, because that's how dreams work. It's the message. Sometimes, we'll think, well, I dreamt of so-and-so, but sometimes in dreams, that person is just the messenger of the dream. It's not really the person. But in this case, some of the people I recognized, and it was just fascinating to hear how they looked at me because they saw me so differently than I saw myself. And they saw me, for the most part, there were people not necessarily that saw me in positive lights, but I had to take that into account too and think, why do they view me this way? But they see me like in ways I don't see myself. I don't necessarily see myself as a strong, powerful force to be reckoned with. I just see myself as Karen Barno. And when I realized that, I thought, I've got to really stop and think, am I showing up, or how am I showing up to people? And as we come near the end of the 2022, this is a great time, y'all, to start asking yourself these questions. How are you showing up? Are you showing up how you want to show up? Is your life how you want it to be, or are there still missing pieces? Women, especially women, I believe, over 40, 45, 50, we start making changes. What was our passion and purpose years ago may not be so anymore because we've changed, we're evolving, and we have choice. So many of us didn't have choice. And it wasn't that, somebody was taking our choice away, but, we went to school, we got married. In my case, I joined the military. I came out of the military. There were only so many jobs afforded to me. I came out as a medic. If I came out as a medic today, I'd be a nurse practitioner because that's where they came up with nurse practitioners. All these medics were coming out of the military and just fading away because they didn't want to become a caregiver. Nothing wrong with being a caregiver or CNA, but when you're in the military, you have a much higher skill set. So I didn't do that. So I had to fumble around and figure out what I want to do. So I took this job here and that job there because I had to work. I had to eat. I had to figure things out. And then as you go through the course of time, you get into jobs. Maybe they fit you, maybe they don't. And then you get older and you start looking around and you're like, well, wait, what do I want to do? Who do I want to be? And that's when things start changing. That's when things get interesting because now it's like, oh, I have the choice to pick now. I can choose who I want to be. You can choose who you want to be. You can find your blue rose because everybody has a blue rose. Everybody has a uniqueness. And I help women find what's possible. And so when I was traveling around and I was, in my dream watching these people talk about me, I realized that I don't see myself the way they see myself. So I did make a few phone calls to a few of my really close friends and said, hey, I kind of had this dream about how people see me. I didn't say, hey, you were in it or anything, but how do you view me? Let's be honest, this is kind of what I think. And some of them were like, yeah, that's pretty spot on. And there was a couple that's like, no, Karen, we can't figure out why you don't get off the damn dime. Why are you still doing this here when you can be doing this over here? And it was a wake-up call. And I hope everybody over the next month, as you start stepping into 2023, have this wake-up call. Not, a concussion, knock yourself out. Nothing like that. But ask your friends, how do you see me? Because our friends see us as we are. We see ourselves in a way that hold ourselves back because we're women. I have some friends that they thump their chest and they think they're, queen of the universe, and everybody looks over at them like, not so much. It's good to reflect and say, okay, what is your worldview of me? And it's not that I'm going to hang my hat if somebody says, oh my God, I think you suck. And I've had people say that to my face, or, oh, I don't think you're very smart, or, I still can't figure out how you got this job, or I can't figure out why you're doing this or doing that. But are you being true to yourself? Are you, I always tell people there's 3 key questions in your life. Who are you right now at 10:16 on November 30th? Who are you right now? Then who do you want to be? Who do you dream of? Who's that woman that's locked away in here that you dream about? What stories do you tell yourself when you're by yourself? Because we all see ourselves as superwoman and this magnificent person, and everybody loves and adores us to ourselves. And then how do we get you there? What part of your story do we have to look at and figure out where you got stuck? Where'd you get held up at? What part of your story stalled out? We all have that. I have it. I had where my story stalled out. I had where I wasn't good enough, smart enough, any of that stuff. And I had to do a lot of inner work. And and that's why I coach women, because I've done so much inner work. It's one of those things, I know how to get there. I get it because I recognize it, because I've been there. I've been the abused, sexually, physically abused person. I've been the person with a speech impediment. And everybody thought I wasn't smart because I couldn't say my R's and S's. When I told people I was going to be a public speaker, one person believed in me. Mrs. Walker, my senior public speaking teacher. Everybody else laughed. It's like, you have a speech impediment, Karen, really? People are going to listen to you say, Sally and Roger Rabbit. You know what? They do. There you go. I'm doing a presentation tomorrow to a large group of people. Don't let other people define you. Don't allow the story you tell yourself to be one not filled with positivity. It's your story. Make it the best damn story you can. Love your story. I changed my story. So I am pretty much right up there with the President of the United States, Mother Teresa, whomever, because I believe in me, because I have a great story. So if you want to work on your story, let me know. If you want to work with me starting January 3rd, I'm doing a 7-week course, Find Your Blue Rose. It's an ebook I wrote about 5 years ago. We're going to go through the ebook with 6 proven principles to live the life, business, and create wealth, to become the woman of your dreams, because she's there. To become the man of your dreams, it's there. You just have to learn how to bring it out. Sometimes we need somebody to guide us. I've had a lot of coaches in my life. I needed a lot of coaches to help me through. It's okay, because when you're done and you get to where I'm at now, and I don't mean like, oh, look at me. I mean to how I am here in my soul. How happy I am with me, how happy I am with my life. And when things don't go right, I don't be Mrs. Negative Nelly that I used to be. Oh, my life sucks, and God, I'm terrible, and oh, geez, all this stuff. Now I'm Pollyanna positivity, and it's like, I might give myself 2 or 3 minutes to say, oh, life really sucks. And then I'll be like, nope, I'm good. When I hit myself in the head, I gave myself 12 hours. I said, okay, Karen, you can be mopey for 12 hours, and then you got to get back together. And I did that because I am in charge of my destiny. You're in charge of your destiny. You're in charge of your ship. Let's have the life you deserve. Start living in your blue rose. I hope this helped, and I hope I didn't sound too preachy. My sister tells me I sound too preachy. And I think, a lot of times I'm like, you're right, Nancy, but I'm so passionate. It's like I'm building this church, and I want all these people to come to my church so we can all learn together, so we can all transform our lives together, so we can all embrace what's possible in your life and then go after that possibility that is yours. So if I sound like I'm preaching, I'm sorry, but I'm just so passionate about this topic. So again, I hope this helped. I want you to find your blue rose. If you want to work with me, go to my website, KarenBarner.com. It's called the Blue Rose Book Club, and videos. It'll be a lot of fun. It's a group coaching. There'll be live coaching once a week. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll have a great time. But if you have questions, please reach out to me. I have a free group, Spiritual Confidence. It's a free group. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. To be honest, I'm probably on LinkedIn and TikTok more than Facebook. As a CEO, more of my crowd is over on LinkedIn. So I just kind of go over there more. So have a great day. I will try not to have these 2 or 3 week gaps, but I have a full-time job. I'm a work in progress when it comes to this stuff. Have a great day, you guys. Become in charge of your life. Take charge of your story. Find your blue rose. Find your purpose. Because when you're in your purpose, when you're in your zone of excellence, you're going to be unstoppable. Have a great day, y'all, and talk to you all later. Bye-bye.